Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into a special feature of the J Train here on KZUM 89.3 FM. As always, I'm Jesse Starita, here from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Monday evenings. And right now, on the line, I've got tall Sam Crittenden of the Rad Trads, and they're going to be playing at Jazz in June to open up the 25th season of Jazz in June this coming Tuesday, June the 2nd at 7 p.m. So, Sam, welcome aboard to the J Train.
Thanks, Jesse. It's great to be with you, man.
Likewise, I'm really excited for you guys to be coming to Lincoln and happy to chat. I thought I'd start with just a sort of an origin question about the Rad Trads, since this is your guys' first time coming to Nebraska. Could you tell us a little bit about how the band got started and recent history of the Rad Trads?
Yeah, sure. We started, most of the guys, about 3 years ago, most of the guys were going to NYU. I wasn't even in New York yet. And most of the guys were sitting around and kind of were like, you know, it would be great. We're going to all these bars that play music anyway, and we're hanging out at all these places that have music anyway. It would be great if we got together and played some music together with some of the people who we're closest with. And so the guys kind of got together and played a couple shows and had about 30 minutes of music for shows that were about 3.5 hours long. And everybody was kind of, you know, just making it up on the spot. And out of those very early efforts, suddenly people started to realize, oh, we can actually go somewhere with this. And here we are 3 years later. We now have a full 5-song EP. We have 15 original tunes and about 6 hours of music, and we haven't gotten tired of each other yet. So I think that's really the biggest accomplishment for all of us.
And did you guys have the full 8, the complement of 8 to start out in the band, or did you sort of add people as the days went on?
No, you know, it started out as the 8 people. It's 2 trumpets, a saxophone, a trombone. And then originally we had 2 drummers, a bass player, and a guitar, which we still have now, I guess. So.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, you guys, it's really, it's to use an operative New Orleans word, a gumbo, you know, of styles. In your bio on your website, you know, it talks about backgrounds and being influenced by New Orleans brass, funk, you know, Chicago and Delta blues traditions, and then the end product is somewhere along the lines of rock and roll. But I guess could you just elaborate a little bit on the backgrounds that came to inform your guys' sound?
Yeah, I think that's actually nobody's ever described us as that before, as a gumbo, but I think that's a great way of putting it. We're very much based out of the New Orleans tradition. You know, some of our favorite musicians are based out of New Orleans. We really love brass bands like the Rebirth Brass Band. Mm-hmm. We really love stuff by like Dr. John. And then we all came out of jazz schools in various places. I went to the University of Michigan. Our drummer and singer, John Fadden, went to the Eastman School of Music, and everybody else went to NYU's jazz school. And I think originally we were kind of coming out of wanting to play the direction of what's called trad jazz, you know, trad jazz from like the 20s and the 30s that has a lot more of like a Dixieland sound. And then very slowly, every rehearsal, somebody would bring in a tune done by, you know, Muddy Waters, or done by Ray Charles, or done by the band. We've been doing a lot of stuff by the band recently and listening to a lot of Bob Dylan and the band. And even though it's something completely different every single time, it's something that has musical value. And so we just kind of try to incorporate it into our writing and incorporate stuff that other people have written into our sound. And it's a very cool collection of pretty much anything that you can imagine somehow making its way into playing.
Well, for those of you who are just joining us, we're doing an interview with Sam Crittenden. He's with the group The Rad Trads, and if you caught that, the answer to that last question, it's going to be a great blend of music that will open up the 25th season of Jazz in June, which is one of the really premier events in Lincoln, and certainly the premier jazz event in Lincoln. That's going on Tuesday, June 2nd. It starts at 7 and it goes till about 9 p.m. whenever the sun goes down. And it's funny you mentioned that, Sam, because just this past weekend I checked out from the library The Last Waltz, which is a great concert and documentary by Martin Scorsese that features the band and Bob Dylan and Dr. John, in fact.
Oh yeah, a classic. We haven't watched it in the van yet, but I think somebody has it queued up and ready to go at some point. Once the Madden tournament is over, I think somebody's going to put on The Last Waltz, and we're going to watch it. So it's really awesome. It's really a fantastic film.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, just out of curiosity, do you guys? I'm sure there's great moments for bonding with the 8. Do you have sort of a giant econo line and all pile into one, or how do you get around?
Yeah, that's actually exactly what we have. We have a giant 15-person, big, scary black 15-passenger van that we've taken the back seat out of and thrown all of our gear in the back, and then we just kind of shuffle in, and somebody gets in the driver's seat, and we head out to the next place. It's a wild thing. I don't know if anybody else would like to be in that van, but it's very fun for us. So.
Well, that's super cool. I wanted to segue and ask you guys a little bit about the recorded music that you've had. And so about a year ago, you made reference to the debut EP Self Help, and then looks like about 10 days ago or so, you put out a single that had a B-side, Rosalie, and Since You've Been Gone. And I guess those two are kind of appetizers for a larger full-length album, if I understand.
Yeah, they are. We recorded Rosalie and Since You've Been Gone about a month ago, and we've been putting those together, and we just recently released them on the internet. I think they should be going up on CD Baby, and you can find them on Spotify within the next week, and you can find them on Bandcamp right now. And that's all leading up to once we're done with this tour, and then we head out to Europe in about a month. Once we're back in New York in the fall, we're going to record 9 other songs for a full-length album, and we're going to hopefully be putting that out in the fall or in the winter. It's a lot of fun for us to be able to put that together.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, when the album is out, you've of course got an invitation to come back to Lincoln to play more tracks off of that.
Oh yeah, thank you. Hopefully, we'll be working on the next album after that. We'll have even more stuff for you guys.
Fantastic. For people who haven't, I guess, seen the Rad Trads or haven't watched the videos, and I think that'll be quite a few people in the audience, it'll be a great moment for them to hear and be exposed to a new group. Anything you wanted to mention, Sam, about the style, the energy, the passion that you guys play with? Because I think in reading a little bit more about you, that's a key component of the whole live show.
Yeah, I think to me, and I think to everyone in the band, that's really the thing that we're trying to get people to take out of the performance more than anything else. We obviously love making music, and we feel that the music that we're putting out is of a very high quality, but we take every opportunity when we go out on a stage to play, or we go into a club to play, or wherever we're playing, to really try to convey to everybody that the experience is 7 or 8 best friends all going out and having the time of their lives, living the dream that they've always wanted to live, and trying to share that with the people who have come out to see them. And for me, it's my favorite musical experience that I have. It's my favorite thing that I do. And it's really amazing to be able to connect with people personally and through your music when doing something like that. So we couldn't be more excited to be coming out to Nebraska and being able to share that with everybody out there for the first time.
Excellent. Sam, I want to make sure that we have the chance also to share all of the different online things. You guys have a pretty active website, so can you tell people the URLs and any kind of social media channels that you may be on?
Yeah, if you want to check us out on our website, you can find a couple videos of us. You can find the tracks from our EP. And when we put out the A and B side single, you'll be able to find us. That website is theradtrads.com. That's TheRadTrads.com. You can also find us on Facebook under the same thing, The Rad Trads. And if you want to follow us on tour, see what some of our pictures look like, we're posting our pictures on there, and we're also posting our pictures on our Instagram account. So you can find us there as well.
That is awesome. And for all the listeners, I want to invite you to stay tuned because we'll have a couple of tracks to share on the air from the Rad Trads that Sam and company were nice enough to let us have and play over the airwaves. So at the conclusion of this interview, stay tuned for some of those. Sam, this has been a really nice chat. It gives me a good background and I think a deeper appreciation for when I'm there on Tuesday. And best of luck tonight in the show and safe travels to Lincoln.
Thanks, Jesse. We're really excited about it. So we'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good. See you on Tuesday.
Well, have you heard about Rosalie? She lives among those cypress trees. I'd like to take her down to Frenchman Street to see the